Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, 4th of July weekend. We're ready for a good time. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. Remember, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609, folks, to book a show. Remember, every show is dedicated to the first responders, but mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show, whether you're watching it during your lunchtime fun or you're watching any time during the day on all 5 different social media outlets. We're coming to you live on YouTube, Twitter, well, now it's X, Tony Ocean Facebook page, Mo Carraro Facebook page, and LinkedIn. So all of you guys here. Guys, we got a great show lined up. 2 great restaurants in the Chicagoland suburbs area. It's going to be good. To start off our show, we're going to have my good friend Mike and Vicky from Little Pops New York Style Pizzeria, 1819 in Naperville, and it's going to be, well, Lyle, Naperville, right in that area. They're going to talk about their great stuff, and then about 12:35, we're going to bring out my good buddy John from Tavern on the Point, Edison Park. It's showtime, everybody. Thank you, Dino Manzella from Seventh Heaven, for opening that great little intro. Guys, we got a great show for you lined up. But before we get to the guest, we got to pay the bills with number one. You know what you're talking about. Ace Hardware, our major sponsor, folks. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Our friends from Ace, Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona, folks. That's right. Now, they just celebrated 100-year anniversary for Ace Hardware, folks. Hey, tune up that lawnmower, $105 plus parts. They're your neighborhood powerhouse. Take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program and car cut keys up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit the Helpful Hub to speak to your certified team member. Ace is the place. And don't forget to tell them to grill your ace off. Grill your ace off. All you got to do is tell them that when you walk into those stores, folks, and they'll give you $20 off any grill purchase. Grill your ace off with Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. And let's get one more sponsor, folks. Real estate needs. You're going to need it. You want it done. You got to go to the number one lady, and that is Mary Grievous, folks. Mary Grievous, that's right. Perfect real estate professional. Whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. She's available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, expired listings, Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. That's Mary Grievous at mgrievous@starkre.com, or give her a call at 630-688-1725. And now that we're speaking about Mary, folks, Mary is also in charge of NTD Vacations. And you know what that means? That means Chicago Music Cruise 2025, just like it says on the bottom of the screen, folks. If you missed our cruise in January, we're going to do it again, March 22nd to March 30th, 2025. We're going to have in the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. This time we're going to be on the Oasis of the Seas, Fort Lauderdale, Carousel, Aruba, Coco Key, Bahamas is the stops, and the bands. Tony Ocean, my whole main event band. Mojo's Jukebox, my other rock band. Hillbilly Rock Stars, the number one country band in the city of Chicago, and the ringleaders themselves, Seventh Heaven. All of us 8 days on a Southern Caribbean cruise, spring break. You got to call my good friend Mary at 630-688-1725 and tell them Tony O sent you. It's that simple. Or go to Chicago Music Cruise and book it there and make sure you mention Tony Ocean. All right. So we are, look, I've been doing this now 31 years full time, and I have been played everywhere we can. And there's some great restaurants on there and people busting their butt to make a living and giving people good product and good stuff. And that's what it's about, which I love. And now we're celebrating the 4th of July week, folks. A couple things before we bring Mike and Vicky on, who are patiently watching, folks. Don't forget the fireworks now. If you're traveling, there's going to be crazy. I don't know how many millions of people they're expecting at O'Hare Airport. People are going to be, a lot of our people are traveling. Be careful with the fireworks, the kids and the dogs. Be careful with that too, man. It's, they don't want to hear all that shit rapping. So don't do them in your backyard. Go to a professional place and watch them and enjoy and just be safe. And I heard some great news, folks. Jack in the Box is coming back to Chicago in 2025. And we're going to talk to Mr. Jack, one of the CEOs next week, talking about Jack. So I'm excited about that. But that's next week. I just want to say we started off fishing yesterday like we always do. I love doing that. We had so much fun with that. Today we have a little pool bash at the house at 1:30 with some of the guys. And when I have a lot of friends, it's hard to do them all. I can't do them on Fridays and Saturdays because I'm always working. I'm working Wednesday through Sunday, so I can't do it on a Sunday. So we're doing it today, Wednesday. Got the first round of the guys coming at 1:30. So Louis Pipes, Joey Spins, the whole crew. It's going to be a lot of fun. The FBI will be watching, writing down license plates with some of the people that will be here this afternoon. Anyway, so it will be good. And let's not forget, I finally went out on a date. I have not been with, me and my wife and I went on a date in about 2 years. Because we're always doing our own thing. And, we just celebrated her 60th birthday. So it was great when we did, but I worked it. I worked at Ron Onesti's Club Arcata Speakeasy, but the whole family was there and it was a lot of fun. But yesterday was just one-on-one, me and my lovely wife, Laura, and we went to Capitol Grill in Schaumburg and had some great food and dessert, a couple cocktails. So again, happy birthday to my lovely wife. Let's do one more sponsor, and then we bring up my good friend Mike and Gigi from New York Style Pizza Ria. And they got great food there, folks. Over the top food, over the top it is. Guys, let's get right to my good buddy Garelli Pavement Service. You know what? Asphalt, pavement, whatever you guys need. Oh, my God, I wish I had my buddy here today, but he's off doing all this, so I have to do all this stuff. Okay, Garelli Pavement Service, family-owned and operated. They service areas including Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, specializing in parking lots, doing both asphalt, concrete work. They do repairs, replacement, seal coating, crack filling, lot pinning. They have 5-star ratings. Speak to a knowledgeable representative at 815-271-5835 or go to GarelliPavementServices.com, and then keep it going with your landscaping. Jack Vena Landscaping. That's right. They offer monthly programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They also offer plant design, service, and installation, servicing the North Shore for over 44 years. That's my good buddy Tommy. 847-432-5266. All right. So we are talking, and they're going to come on. Let me just get my regular screen back on over here. I am excited to have Mike and Vicky on. I was introduced to these guys by my good buddy Lenny Rago, another guy with a great restaurant, of course, Panini's Restaurant, pizza and stuff, and he's a great guy. So we played up there a couple times. It's a beautiful place. We're going back there August 14th on a Wednesday night. Let me introduce my good friend Mike and Vicky. How you guys doing, guys?
Oh, wonderful. Great. Happy birthday to Laura.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Happy 4th of July for you guys. Mike, you guys, interesting story. So you were from Fishkill, New York, and then your wife was from Chelsea. Is that right?
Yes.
That's right. So you went through a bunch of different jobs and stuff, and I read your bio, and all of a sudden you come up with this great pizza idea. And so let's just start. Mike, when you were growing up, what was it like being Italian? What was it like growing up in your family?
Well, on my cousin's side, they had an Italian restaurant up in Wappingers Falls called Delano Brothers Restaurant, my uncle and his brother. So we always, as kids, hung out there in and out of the kitchen watching Graham make all the meatballs on Tuesday and the pizzas, and just growing up through the whole restaurant all the way till I was in my 20s. They sold it.
How about you? What about you, Vicky? What about you growing up in an Italian family?
Yeah, so it's like half and half. So actually, my little pops and little Graham. Little Graham was actually German, but my grandfather was little pops, Sicilian, 5'4". And but Sunday dinner was family dinner at little Graham and little pops, and Graham would be making them the meatballs and the pasta and the gravy. And there was a true gravy because it had every type of hunting animal in there that you could, imagine
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
that true gravy. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just remember the meatballs. The meatballs were my favorite. Everybody would, she'd make extra in the beginning so you could pick them out of the pan. And then she'd cut you off at a certain point because then there wouldn't be anything for the table.
Well, that was a good part about dating her is that, hey, you want to come over for Sunday dinner? I'm like, yes, I can get used to this.
Yeah.
You can get used to that. But now, I know you're from New York. You come to Chicago. You pick the place in Naperville. Do what you do there. Was it any hesitation bringing New York style pizza to Chicago?
Well, we needed a career change, and we were actually eating New York pizza down in Florida in Melbourne Beach at Bizarro's New York Pizza. And we haven't had it in a couple of years, and we're just scarfing it down. And Vicky's like, why can't we bring this back to Naperville? And I'm like, well, our past story where we lost everything, didn't have any money, didn't have a job, kind of got in the way of that to try to bring it back. And so that night I'm screwing around on the Craigslist, and I find this little pizzeria off of Worley Road in Naperville for $2,500 a month. So my brain goes, if I can sell 30 pies a day at $20 a piece, we can make a living. So I contacted my nephew who opened Little Pops 3 years earlier back in New York. And I showed him, and he said, yeah, we're doing good. At the time, they were doing like $375,000. And I'm like, oh, I can make a living on that. So we took the chance, jumped out on faith, and never looked back.
You know what? I love your story, folks. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We got Kim Peterson LeFew in the house. Gianna, how you doing, buddy? We got California watching right now. We have Arizona, Mikey Sansone. Kim, how you guys doing? Kathy, nice to see you too from Ace Hardware. Yeah, so 2014 is that when you were eating your pizza up in Florida. Very, very cool. And if you haven't been into this thing, a lot of stuff, the decor and everything, Mike, did you get this personal stuff that you had from your own home, you and Vicky had, or did you buy that stuff and have it put into the restaurant?
I think a little bit of everything. My mom goes down to Florida for the winter and yard sales. So she's finding everything New York that she can and then sends it out to me. We had some stuff that we collected over the years. I have a lot of gifts from customers that have donated stuff. The big Subway sign in our new restaurant in Lisle, it has been donated. Every day or every week, somebody's bringing something to donate to give to us. And
you're a Mets fan. And you're a Mets fan, correct?
No.
Yankees.
Yankees. Okay, yeah, because I'm a diehard Yankee too.
Listen, they don't pay us to root for them, so it really doesn't matter. But any of the Mets stuff that we do have, it's all been donated. I have not purchased any Mets stuff.
So, well, I like
even going to donate more. We're good.
You're good, and even I like what you got in the back there, like the central station and all that. It's so cool what you guys did over there, and the food is fantastic. 1819 Worley Road in Naperville, folks. 630-210-8084. They're open from 11 to 9 p.m. You won the award, the Naperville Pizza Wars in 2020, which has got to be very cool. Congratulations on that. What would you think your biggest seller is when you're there at your restaurant?
It's definitely the pizza, and then
cheese is still number one.
Cheese is number one, and then the specialty pizza is between the white pizza and the Pomodoro pizza. Mm-hmm. Entree has to be the stuffed gnocchi and vodka sauce, which is amazing. So just to clarify, we have 3 locations. 2 of them.
Okay.
The original one, that the 10-year-old one that where Dave Portnoy came, is the Little Pops to go. So that has the full menu to be takeout, carry out, delivery, and catering. Where our express location over in Aurora is just an express menu. So it's appetizer, salad, pizza, dessert, and then the full one where you come to in Lisle, 2799 Maple Avenue, has the whole sit down, the bar, the ambiance of being in New York City, eating on the streets of New York and just having fun. You
it's always a great time. It's great what you guys put together over there. Now, you know what? In New York, they call it pie. What is your favorite New York or Chicago pizza?
Pepperoni. I'm a cheese and pepperoni.
I'm just a cheese guy. I mean, I'm the connoisseur wherever I go. I got to try either margarita or connoisseur or cheese. And if you can
Yeah.
do that right, then I'll play around with the others.
You're fine, but a lot of people, there's been a war forever saying what's better pizza, Chicago or New York? And you know what? I love the pie in New York. I really do, better than the pizza here in Chicago. That's just my opinion. What is your guys' opinion? Let's start with Vicky.
Listen,
Wait, let's go with Vicky.
Well, yeah, we'll
Wait,
try
Vicky, you
anything.
first.
We'll try
What is it?
anything. We are
We'll
always
try.
going.
Okay,
We do.
all right.
Everywhere we go, we're eating pizza. We're
everywhere.
eating
It
pizza in
doesn't
Italian
matter
everywhere
what
we go.
state we're going in.
Yeah.
We go for pizza and Italian every time.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're in Arizona, we're in Colorado. I don't care where we are. We go for pizza.
Yeah, we try it all.
I got that too, but I've been to places where the pizza just, and someone always said it's the water. It's the water
Well,
when you mix sometimes, right?
And listen, if I was in Florida or somewhere where they had swampy water, you definitely need. For us, we have the New York water maker filtered. It mimics the same exact pH and water back in New York, coming down from the aqueducts through from the Catskill Mountains. And so we have that filter at our restaurant in Lisle. We use that all the time. So our water, our dough is exactly the same as New York.
You know what, and that's what I'm talking about. It's great. Now, you guys sell more beer, hard liquor, or wine over there in your location?
Well,
At the main.
that's
Yeah, that's a good
our
question.
smoked old
Probably a
fashioned
combo.
is our number
Yeah.
one cocktail that we sell.
Smoked old fashioned. Okay.
Yeah, it's the number one cocktail. And then
Marietta says Florida pizza sucks. Okay.
they need the water maker. They need the New York water maker.
So, do you guys sell a lot of red wine, white wine too?
A lot of wine. A
Yeah.
lot of wine. Our wine people are so happy that they put a wonderful list together for it. Etty from our NDC has been using and putting our wine list together probably for a year and a half before we opened.
Yeah.
She would always come by with samples and let's try this and that. And they're just thrilled with how many cases of wine we can move out of that restaurant.
At that restaurant. Now,
The
you
beer
guys are. How long you guys been married?
Oh, and that's a trick question.
33 years.
You're going to get me in trouble. I was having a good day.
33.
30. Now, I know it's got to be difficult when marriage alone is one thing. But then when you work together too, so you're together all the time, then you go home and you're all together. What keeps that working? How does that work? I mean, we can. A lot of people might want to learn from you guys while you're watching here today.
Mike works the front of the house, and I like working the back of the house.
Well, that's when she's there. I'm there from the morning to the night. So when I'm in the back of the house during the day,
That's true.
and then 4:00 I hit the floor and work the floor and make sure all our guests are being taken care of and just meeting and greeting. And then she'll be in the back expediting, doing the desserts, whatever it takes where she needs to be. So I'm the person.
You know what? You're the face. People come in, they see you, and it's just great. Where did you guys get the Statue of Liberty at the front door?
So I saw that online on eBay, and I bought it about 4 years ago, not knowing where I was going to ever put it. I just bought it because I wanted it, and I had it in storage for 4 years. And it came out of a place in Texas. It was amazing, and I had this vision, but I never had the vision of the water behind it, the Manhattan skyline. I just knew I was going to put it in my restaurant somewhere or a restaurant. But that was prior to COVID. And then when COVID hit, we didn't have a restaurant at Naperville anymore, so we took that out and we got it's a pizza factory down there. It's Friday nights. It's moving, we'll move 500 pizzas out of there. And, it's crazy. And that we do have the slices there and in the Aurora store. So you can go get your slices till 4:00 each day down there. And we don't have slices at the restaurant. Just we sell the whole pie. So
the whole pie. You like the stuffed pizza? You guys sell a lot of that?
We don't have it.
We don't do a stuffed pizza.
We tried it one time, and I don't know. We just never. It's not big in New York, so we never really went into it. Didn't sell a lot of slices. I enjoy it. I know a guy in Nashville. They sell a ton of stuffed pizza. Which is pretty unique. So
Well, yeah, and then of course you also, which is very cool these days, you got to watch what you're serving. I know you guys do it. You have a gluten-free menu. Do a lot of people order that stuff?
oh yeah, our
Yeah,
gluten free, the 10-inch, the 14-inch, and then we have vegan toppings for the customers, chorizo, sausage, cheese, which they really enjoy. You know, we're still looking for a pepperoni that tastes good for the vegan
Mhm,
people.
mhm.
We haven't found that yet, and we only want to bring in products that taste good because, that's
Because we're
the quality.
picky.
We're really picky. So if we like it, then they're gonna like it. For the
That's
most
right.
part.
Is any of you have you guys got kids? Have your kids involved in the organization too, in the business?
We have two. The oldest, the middle, the youngest. She's going off to be in nursing, so she just got a job offer down in Peoria, so she's heading down that
But
direction.
she is serving for now.
But yeah, she's working the summer, serving and
Okay.
hostessing and trying to put a little money in the bank, so it's not too hard on dad.
Well, yeah, there you go. You got to work on that. Now, what's the future for little pops? Is there another location? Is there anything else you're trying to do? How about opening one in New York?
Oh, geez.
No, that's too much competition over there.
Yeah, that
Too much
is a lot.
competition. Yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, what's your favorite? Okay, like when do you guys actually go out to other restaurants and eat? Or are you basically, I know because you guys cook and you like to eat at home and you have your own restaurant, but if you went somewhere else, what's another place you guys would normally go to have some dinner, just you two?
So this past week, well, the last 2 weekends, we've been up to Pietro in Geneva, Villa Veroni. And,
Oh, yes.
that patio is probably the best patio in all the area to sit out there.
In that area it is. Pietro, they used to have live entertainment there. We used to play upstairs in their whatchamacallit. Yeah, good guy. He's been around there many
long
years.
time.
A
Yeah.
long time. And, he does a very good job over there. Interesting stuff, though. Let's just go back real fast. 2020 March. You put the TV on.
Mhm.
You can't go out. Everything's closed. The flu hits the world. Well, COVID, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
It depends what side of the fence you're on. What number one? What was your first thought, business wise, and then number two, of course, your family. What was it, Mike? What were you thinking?
So, well, so that started on a Tuesday when they shut the restaurants, indoor dining down.
Mhm.
And we were closed normally every Monday, but we decided to open up one last Monday for a seating. And we had an outpouring
It was
of
packed.
support.
Mhm.
Packed. It was our busiest night in the restaurant. I think we did $15,000, and that's a lot of money for our little restaurant with 60 seats.
We have a lot of pictures of that night.
Yeah, a lot of
memories.
pictures and stuff like that. So that was the last dine. We never knew that was going to be the
Right.
last
We didn't
seating.
know that we
You
weren't
know,
going to have a dining room again.
We thought, okay, 2 weeks is what the governor said, right? We're closing down for 2 weeks. And then everybody knows what happens after that. But we pivoted so fast because we were a good takeout. We do a lot of takeout, a lot of delivery. So it really wasn't a big to do that we didn't have a dining room. We just needed to communicate with our customers when they came to pick up because there were so many. So my son figured out a way how to text where you can text your name to your order, and then we would text back, and we had 4 little tables out front on the patio where no contact. We could just bring it out there, wave to you, and they'd come and pick it up, jump back in their car, and away they went. And we still do it that way because it works.
Well, I mean, and you're right. A lot of restaurants had to change it, put the tents out there. We were only down 2 weeks. A lot of Italian restaurants never closed that I know of. They all stayed open, no matter what. But there was one in what was very interesting. There was one I play up in Barrington called Zaza's. And what they did is they have a giant parking lot, and they set it up like a movie theater.
Wow.
You had an assigned parking spot, and you can watch the band. You had watched the band outside, and they would bring you. The person would come out and bring you your food. It was like a drive-in theater. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It was excellent. Yeah, but you had to do what you had to do, and then later on we find out certain things. I mean, it was just kind of weird. I understand. Unfortunately, people did die. Unfortunately, but I know that the same amount of people that died in Florida, which was completely open, was the same amount of people who died in Illinois, which was closed. Mike and Vicky, what did you talk to your friends and family up in New York? What did they say? Anything was going on? Because it was pretty bad over there too.
Yeah, and Vicky's dad was out with us during that whole time, and normally he comes out right after Christmas. I bring him home in March. He comes out to visit for the holiday, and he ended up staying all the way to May, June, because everything's closed. We weren't sure. And then we finally got him home. And I was just monitoring my parents they were stuck in Florida until about the same time frame, June-ish, before they went back to New York. And they're way upstate New York, up by the Adirondacks now at our lake home. And so, yeah, I mean, we were monitoring everything and, nothing major. I kept in contact with some state officials around here. And we just kept doing our thing. We did close down a little bit for 2 weeks just to give our team a rest because it was gangbusters. I changed out some ovens to make them go faster, so we can, just keep up with the orders. But and then we opened our second location in August 2020. And so the pizza business for us was booming. And
I noticed that to a lot of places who had takeout. They did extremely well.
Yeah.
People, you can't leave, so you can at least carry out. Amazon made tons of money because people were ordering shit, whether you liked it or not. You know what I mean? Vicky, how did it affect you in 2020 when you were thinking doing all that?
Yeah, like I said, we had no idea that was going to be the last night of the restaurant at all. And it was hard. You're trying to do the right thing. They're telling you do this, do that, do this, do that. You don't know what you're supposed to do. And we just knew that we had to work. We were busy. We were so busy, and we were working around the clock. And it was the same, basically 10 people just constantly working around the clock because takeout was so busy. Everybody wanted a sense of normalcy. And food was normalcy. I mean,
we kept normal hours, normal menu.
Everybody kept saying, thanks for giving us a piece of normalcy.
Yeah.
And that's all we needed to keep going. That was.
You're right. I mean, that's how I started this show. I started by a fluke. I was talking into my phone in 2020 in the backyard, telling my stories and stuff. Then we got a couple sponsors hit up, and then boom, boom, boom. Now we've been going on, and we get about 1,500 viewers a day. And our show is Monday through Friday, and we have guests on Wednesdays and Fridays. Little Pops, New York Style Pizzeria, Mike and Vicky. Some of your stuff that you guys you're cooking at the restaurant. Are there some of the grandma or grandpa's recipes or?
Oh yeah.
The meatballs,
the soups,
the soups. The pizza obviously is.
Yeah, the sauces and stuff like that. Yeah, it's the pizzas started with my nephew and brother-in-law, and then we tweak and do a little bit of here and this and that, and maybe change the tomato sauce out or the pizza sauce, and just to play around. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we could food is great. I would have a diner menu if I could, but
if you could. Also, guys, Little Pops in the one in Lisle does have a nice little outdoor patio too, which is how many is that seat? How many is that?
That's about 60, 65 out there.
And there's a lot of people obviously sitting out there now that it's getting beautiful, right? And you guys are still staffed. There's a lot of restaurants I talk to that still can't find the younger generation to actually want to work. But you guys seem like you got pretty full staff.
We've been really great with staff.
Yeah, we've been blessed with great staff. The kitchen, the front of the house, the management, the hostess. What we'll feel a little bit of pinch. We have to in August when the college kids leave or the kids leave for college. Right. That's we'll probably send off 5 kids that we know of, and it's every August. That's our saddest month. We cry, but then we get all excited when they come back and, around November, December for the Christmas break, and they want to pick up some shifts and,
and come back for that. You guys go to New York a lot?
No,
we haven't been.
No,
we've been so busy.
Just staying here, working, keeping our eye on the
Opening the
Prizers.
restaurant took a lot longer than
We got my
thought.
friend Mel Lennon Reed, who's from New York, actually watching. How you doing, Andy? How you doing, Joanne? It's nice. Bobby Brandolino from Encore Music in Shorewood. There's Albert from Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy, of course, in St. Charles and Des Plaines. We got Mike and Vicky from Little Pop's New York Style Pizzeria. You're watching Ocean's Pit coming up in about another 5-10 minutes. We got my good friend John from Tavern on the Point, another great establishment in the Chicago Edison Park area. Okay, so full service, beer, wine. Is there anything new that you might be bringing to the restaurant to give people a try food-wise?
So we have a summer menu. So it has like 3 salads
We
on
put
it.
an ahi tuna salad on there. We did a wedge salad. We did a summer berry salad. You can add salmon, chicken, or shrimp to those. They've been really selling like hotcakes because it's
Yeah.
summer. People
People
new
love the
salads.
salads. They've been asking. So
Yeah,
we did this for the summer. The chicken bruschetta.
yeah.
What else?
Chicken D'Angelo we just added for July, and we're doing
prosciutto pizza.
the prosciutto and arugula pizza with sopraffina with ricotta on the top. It's delicious.
Oh yeah.
And then
And
did I say
So,
shrimp?
so
Yeah,
you're
it's
trying new stuff, which is cool.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys-
we're always in
Uh,
the kitchen playing around.
Yeah. What about you sell more when it comes to hard liquor? What's your biggest seller there? Is it whiskey? Is it vodka? What is it?
I think it's your bourbons and whiskeys.
Yeah, the
Probably.
bourbons
Yeah.
and whiskeys and rye. I mean, they're just very popular these days.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you guys have fish there too. Do you sell any fish?
Oh
at all?
yeah. Oh yeah. We have a bourbon glazed salmon. We have an orange roughy franchise. We're-
Linguine clam sauce.
Yeah, a lot of
white or
mussels.
red,
Yeah, we do.
mussels,
Steamed clams as well.
shrimp.
Stuffed clams.
Mhm.
So
stuffed
you guys a seafood menu. Is it? Do you still see the people when they eat fish? Is it still the white wine, and then with the red meat or whatever stuff is the red wine, or do you still see that anymore?
Not really. I feel like people just drink what they like, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what they're eating.
Yeah, like
Some
me.
might
We're
be.
red, so it doesn't matter
we
what
drink
we're
red
eating.
no matter what.
You know.
It's red.
Yeah.
Wait, Tuesdays we're having half price bottle of wine nights
Mhm.
too on Tuesday. That's our special.
Half
And
price
then
bottle of wine. So you can't
and
beat
then
that.
Monday-
Pizza and wine, yeah.
Monday we're doing industry night for the restaurant workers, 40% off if they eating in the bar area. So yeah, so we want to bring those
So
people. out
industry
that are
night. What do they got to bring in? A business card, a paycheck? How do you know? How does that work? How
Let's
can
bring
you
in
tell
some
if
cash.
someone?
$50 bill will work.
That's how it works. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike and Vicky from Little Pop's New York Style Pizzeria. First of all, thank you guys for doing it. I know it's busy
Thank
right
you.
now for the 4th of July. Do you have any 4th of July plans?
Staying home and grilling.
Yeah, we're gonna barbecue.
And
Yeah.
that's it. Are you guys closed? Obviously, you're closed Thursday. Are you guys open today?
We're
We're
open
open
today,
today
then we
and
open
Friday.
back up Friday. Get ready.
So you're right. You're only taking one day off and you're saying,
One
hell with
day.
it. Back to Friday.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you know, you guys, it was great meeting you guys and performing by your place. I love it there. We're coming back there August 14th. It'll be nice. Maybe we'll be outside if it's nice weather.
Okay.
And guys, I want to thank you for, for what you keep doing. And you know what? Going to Little Pop's New Star Pizzeria, no matter where you're at, if you want the big one or Aurora or the one in Lisle, whatever it is, it's definitely an experience. You don't see this kind of place anywhere. I really feel like you are in New York City when you're there, which is really cool. It gives you that vibe, and you got all that great stuff up there. Are you guys Giants fans or Jets fans?
I'm a Jet fan, but I might as well be a Bears fan. We got the same record.
Well, maybe Rodgers will do good. Are you Knicks fans?
Actually, I really got into basketball, and Chicago is who I follow. It's
Okay. So what about the Rangers and the Islanders when it comes to hockey?
I would go Rangers.
Rangers
Yeah.
too. They came close this year, Mike.
I
They came
know,
close.
I know.
Anyway, I want to thank my friend Mike and Vicky from Little Pop's Pizzeria in Lisle, and they have another one in Aurora. Guys, just Google it, find out. They're hard workers, and the food is outstanding. The ambiance, I mean, that's what it is. There's so many places that you can go to pick, and when you find that right spot, enjoy it, support it, buy local, shop local. That's what we need to do, and let's just hope for the best 2024 when let's make America great again. Anyway, besides that, guys, thank you have a happy 4th of July, Michael and Vicky, and thank you so much for what you guys do.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Tony.
Happy
God
4th of
bless you
July.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
God bless.
guys very much. You got it. There it is, my good buddy Mike and Vicky from Little Pops Pizzeria, New York style, folks. And before we bring up my good buddy John from Tavern on the Point, let's not forget Twisted Tuesday, every Tuesday with Carol Brandolino, and every Thursday except this Thursday. We are off tomorrow, folks. My Laura Ocean is my co-host. Friday, my guest will be Anthony Melchiotti. You might not know his name. Some of you do, some of you don't. He's a big songwriter, a great musician, Billy and the Vintage Saints. He's also a nutritionist, a health nutritionist. He's going to tell us about things to do, not to do, and he knows a lot about politics. So we'll be talking a little bit about that too, and a little fun. And before we bring up Mike, let's get a couple more sponsors there before we bring up my good friend Mike, my good friend John from Tavern on the Point, coming up in a few minutes, guys. Deutsch Power Center, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutsch Power Center. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. Let's not forget my wife's company, Laura Ocean Solutions. If you've got a company with credit cards, Laura can get you better prices than anybody else. Increased profits or reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again with Laura Ocean Solutions. And let's not forget my good friends from Airtight Windows. My good buddy Louis Pipes, some Airtight Windows, folks. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty and quality, dependability, do it right with Airtight. And serving the Chicagoland area for over 35 years. Do it right with Airtight. Call Lou at 708-788-5000. Tell him Tony O sent you, and you'll get that special deal going with Airtight Windows, doing it right. And he's a great guy and a great family. All right, so without any further ado, let's go to guest number 2 here for Tuesday. For let's say, Andy, how you doing? Joanne Lulo, Patrice, former Honey Bear, John Garini, how you doing? Congratulations to your son. He got a job, and go see my buddy John working. Mel Lennon Reed, good luck up there in New York, and go see the name of the band. You need to tell me the name of your fiance's band. We'll plug it. We have a lot of friends in New York. Anyway, very, very cool. Dennis, Lake Geneva, I will see you Saturday. Guys, don't forget now, let me bring up my good buddy John. Everybody from Tavern on the Point is in the house. How you doing, Johnny?
Tony, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Good,
Good to be on the show. Love the show. Love you, bud.
Thank you, pal. Don't forget, guys, now Thursday, tomorrow we'll be doing a special party, a private party in Delavan with the whole main event band. Friday, we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, 8 o'clock. We'll be there with Daryl Armistead. Saturday, we'll be in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin at the Thirsty Parrot, Lake Como. Be right there, folks, 5 o'clock to 9. All right, my good buddy Mike and my good buddy John is watching now. And you got who you got with you there, John?
I got Papa Capicious here. We're up at the lake house.
How you doing, sir? Former, is he still your former lieutenant, right, at one time?
Yes, Chicago Police, 36 years with them. Yes, sir.
And, you know
Retired 2002, Tom.
Back to blue, and thank you for what your police officers did.
The blue that the Tavern on the Point supports, and they support cop care and all first responders, and they do a tremendous job.
He wanted to
That's
say
what's
hello,
most
folks.
important. Johnny,
Absolutely.
17 years you've been in this kind of business, right? And you're doing what you're doing. You had the restaurant at TD's in Logan Square. Your brother doing some stuff in real estate and investment. My God, growing up in an Italian family, what was that like, Johnny?
Well, Tom, basically, watching any Sebastian Maniscalco comedy strip will tell you. You know exactly what it's like.
Yeah,
but everything Mike said over there, big dinners, big families, My cousins are my best friends, right? All across the board. So we were always together, always doing everything together. And, like I said, watch one of Sebastian's videos. And it'll tell you everything you need to know about how we
It's pretty funny about that. You're right. And all of a sudden now, you got to think about this. July 10th, 2020, Tavern on the Point, 1,500 square foot rooftop, which is amazing. When you went there, John, was it difficult to pick that decision, that place? How did that all come about?
No, I grew up Addison and Cicero, went to St. Pat's neighborhood. We're all raising our kids up there in the, Edison Park, Park Ridge, Niles area. Where we're at in Edison Park is right there. It's the point. Hence the name, Tony. It's the furthest point northwest in the city of Chicago. There is a
Correct.
little history behind that name if you'd like to hear it. I can give the story. But
Tell
back
us.
in the early 1800s, the Ebinger family they named a school after them, that grammar school over there. They left the downtown Chicago to get up to the what is now the Lake Forest area. But
Okay.
because of the branches of the Chicago River, they had to come west before they can go east. When they got out here, the point that between what is now Chicago, Niles and Park Ridge, the horse got bit by a snake and died. So they had to
Oh.
settle there. They originally called the settlement Dutchman's Point. It's a German settlement. But when we wanted to call the tavern that, but when we took it to the attorneys, they said stay away, for this day and age from ethnicity references and
Yeah.
War.
Right.
The world we're living in these days, unfortunately, Tom.
It's a little crazy, but Tavern on the Point, 6724 Northwest Highway in Chicago, Illinois, folks. Opens at 11 o'clock, 773-867-6300. Giant rooftop. You got great food there. You got a great atmosphere, John. Edison Park, that's that little section there. If nobody's been there, kind of explain it to people.
It's absolutely excellent. One of the reasons why we wanted to go there, right? It is so close to those, suburban proximities, but it's always been a fantastic entertainment district. You have places, 40 years old, EPIs. We got our good friend Freddie Hoffman. You perform there a lot at that Moretti's, Snuggery, things of that nature. Nono Pino's right next door to us, very nice Italian restaurant.
Pizza Boy, too. Pizza Boy
Pizza
just
Boy,
opened
my
up.
good friend Carlo Bertoli, Carlo and Christina, excellent.
Best people.
Some of the best pizza you'll get over by us for damn sure. Then across the street, you got Cafe Touche. Down the street, we got the Emerald Isle, been around for a while. Firewater's over there on Oliphant. And then they opened up a new Mexican steakhouse in that old Zia's location called Weasel,
Okay.
And then, poor our good friend Alex over there at Elliott's, as you probably know, passed away recently, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But his Albanian server reopened that joint. It's called A Plus Steakhouse. So, we're hoping to bring that entertainment back to pre-COVID, days, right? The good old days.
Yeah. With Tavern on the Point, what, like you say, that rooftop, what's that hold up there? How many people?
The rooftop's 1,500 square feet. I also got a 900 square foot street patio as well. That you perform there as well. But we comfortably seat, our occupancy is 140 up there. Comfortably seated. But we've had the DJ shows, your shows. We've had 300 people up there. Myself and my brother, we designed and built this thing ourselves. And we live within a mile, 2 miles from the location. And, we're all about community. So we wanted to be the quintessential community tavern,
Well, John, is it hard working with family? I was telling that Mike and Vicky, they work together. Was it hard working for your brother? I mean, you guys got to be bumping heads sometimes, because just being Italian.
Listen, myself and my brother, like they said, I'm more of a front of the house guy like you, Tone, right? My brother sits in the back and he likes to control things from that end, but he's also excellent at coming up front too. We know everybody around the area, as you know, you and, coming in. I mean, of course, it'll get a little bit trying here and there, differences of opinions. But the great thing about my brother and my partnership is we're a yin and a yang, where I'm strong, I'm strong where he's weak. He's strong where I'm weak, right?
And that's what makes it work.
And you just got to keep those Italian tempers down, right? And just listen to each other, like in any relationship. And then
well, you ever notice with the Italians after a couple fuck yous, pardon the language, but after a couple of that, everything's okay. You get it off your chest.
We've had each other by the throat a couple of times, don't you? How we go? But then we're hugging and kissing. I mean, all throughout the whole family. I mean, you ask about how we grew up. Well, this is how, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it gives you character. Absolutely. Okay, if they've never been to Tavern on the Point, what is your biggest seller food-wise, would you say?
I mean, that's a that's a tough one. We're going through them product mix all the time because we like to update our menu, basically quarterly, right, or seasonally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to answer your question, on the menu, I got prime steaks, meats, my bourbon glazed pork chop, probably the best you'll ever get. I have a tomahawk, utilizing the same purveyors as Gibson's, all of that kind of stuff, who are we obviously are good friends of ours. But
Sure.
then, as far as appetizers are concerned, we got that our fried calamari. It flies. I mean, people come from all over to try that. Your following especially, they absolutely love it.
They love that
you know,
calamari. It's very good. My mother loves it. My mother loves it. She does love that food there.
It's
Absolutely.
fantastic. And, it follows a concept. The concept's elevated American comfort food with the flair of whatever respectable country, So
Absolutely.
that calamari, for example, we have an Asian spice glaze on that the people are just, falling all over themselves about. It's really special. But yeah, I mean, then we have, the actual, we got a bunch of fish. We're big fish guys. We wanted to be, everything, that we can while still keeping or staying within our concept,
Right.
So
And you also
we got
have
the
the
fish
basic,
dishes.
right. You saw the basic food there as well. You got burgers and stuff there too, right?
100%. Our burger's one of the best you'll ever get. We're actually doing right before this call. I think I told you I was on a festival certification thing, so we can put our burgers. We're trying to get. They're calling us to bring our burger booth into all these different festivals, whether it be the Throwback Fest, the Edison Park Fest. No matter what. In my National Night Out for the police and supported them. Our high school throws different events they want us at. So we're doing all that kind of stuff as well. But yes, you're right. We got all
And
that.
it's keeping you busy. What do you sell more there, John? Would it be wine, beer, hard liquor?
We are far higher on our cocktails
Yeah.
than anything, right? We specialize. Our point old fashioned, absolutely fantastic. And we update our cocktail list as well. Seasonally too. We got the Northwest Side Breezeway, all that kind of stuff. But our kind of joint tone we built for us, right? It's kind of what we wanted to do is remind people of the old days, something you might find in River North, something you might have found on the Gold Coast. Now it's here. My mentors were all friends of ours, right?
Well, it reminds you like an old Jilly's in a way too, in one way.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Exactly.
Those guys, Marty Gattilla, the Lombardos, right? Giannotti, you know what I mean?
Top notch, all that stuff. But what I like about the ambiance, especially like you do have that patio out in front, then you walk into the restaurant's beautiful, then you go upstairs and off that rooftop when you're seeing, I mean, and when the street is busy and everybody's up and down, I mean, it's beautiful when it goes over there. Johnny, is there another bar in the future in your works? Or
Tony,
just
if they didn't release that pathogen on us, like you say, and things were, the way they should be and are supposed to be. Our plan was to have 3 by now. It's going to be on July 10th, our 4-year anniversary, right? But we really haven't had a shot yet. I mean, we're locked down for a couple of those years. And then, obviously it takes, a couple of years to get your legs underneath you. But yes, 100% to answer your question, we're young enough, Tony. I mean, my goal, wasn't to open up one restaurant and be done. Although this is 8,000 square feet, right?
Yeah.
It's a size of 3. But we definitely want to, open up other taverns, tavern on, the park, on the rail, wherever it might be.
Somewhere else, wherever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a question I'm going to ask you, John, like I asked Mike and Vicky, 2020 March, you hear about you can't leave the house, everything's closed. What was the first thing that went through your head?
But Tony, me and you could have a separate conversation about that, when we start getting into politics. But it's all that stuff, we've been going on for years under the scenes and all that, and basically, we started building in 2018, right? And we built this and designed it ourselves. We've owned property all over the country, fell in love with a more Miami Beach, kind of design and style, high ceilings, back them out, leave them industrial. The inside opens up to the outside, plenty of outdoor space, right?
Right.
So, it should have been a 9-month project, took 18 months because of the wars with Trump and all that kind of stuff. It was a federal loan. Every time they shut down, the government shut down our funding. Right. So we wanted to open up March 2020. Obviously, that's when we all hear that, as you just explained. But, so what we did is we slowed it down. We knew they were playing games. We slowed it down, and we wanted to perfect construction as we waited and listened to what they're going to try to throw at us as far as mandates are concerned. You know what I mean? So once we knew all of that kind of stuff, we said we got all this outdoor space. There's not a you couldn't go to a festival, you couldn't go to a concert, a ball game, anything, nothing. You can do nothing, but our outdoor space was open and we had plenty of it. So we
Right, and you carryouts were doing good at that time too. People were,
man. Like I said, we're all about the community, Tony, and I can't tell you how grateful we are to our community for their support, my friend. All of us over there in the Edison Park Entertainment District. But yes, they came to our rescue. Obviously, you got to eat, so they came and they ordered from us. We put out our family packs that we still publish and put out as well. Some really great deals, because we understand that, in this economy, everybody's hurting, right?
And John's. There's another thing I was talking to Mike and Vicky too. They were saying, when it comes to staffing, you've seen that some of the younger people just don't seem like they want to work anymore.
No, that's another strange phenomenon, Tone. But listen, if you got some that you want to send to more or less a boot camp, send them by me. We put a lot of them on, and I love to watch them grow. And as I told you, and I've been coaching the kids for years. I got 3 of my own, all boys. Yeah. My oldest is 17. He's going to be a senior at Maine South, big-time football player, which is why we're there, right? Plus, it's a great school district. And then my twins will be freshmen. I got identical twins. They're 14-year-old.
Yeah, we got 2 twins too. We got 2 girl twins.
Yes, absolutely. God bless. God bless.
But yeah, you know what? And like I said, it was so weird when they closed everything down. You couldn't, like you said, everything was closed. But here's the thing about Illinois that got me. Lollapalooza was coming to town.
Yeah, right.
And our governor said, let's open everything up. It's going to be okay. Even when half of Wrigley Field was closed, but Guns N' Roses was coming to town for the weekend. Let's open it up anyway.
Tony, it all matters, where they're invested, right? Obviously Pritzker had, investments in that Live Nation or whatever produced that show,
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just another example or one of the first examples. I mean, in recent times, obviously this has been going on for a while, but of the hypocrisy. It's absolutely terrible,
It is now with police in your family. What they had to go through, Johnny, in 2020, and they're still going through now, was a disgrace. Was a disgrace.
Absolutely.
I mean, police officers
in our nation with these criminals, emptying their insane asylums and their jails, sending them here, and they want them. Just crazy. But yes, that's one of the reasons, Tone, that we, everybody says I stand behind them. No, what we stand in front of them. Our police friends, our fire friends, our healthcare workers, our teachers. These frontline guys,
It's very important. We always say support, it is the first responders for what they do and really help us out. Tavern to Point, 6724 Northwest Highway, Chicago, open at 11 a.m. A lot of good stuff. If John have never been to your place, give them a quick, what would they expect when they walk into Tavern on the Point in beautiful Northwest Highway, Edison Park area?
And they're gonna receive the best in culinary, service, atmosphere. We just strive to be the best, Tone, and we listen to our community, our patrons. Whatever. We're asking them how we could be better. If you're not growing, you're dying. So we're always trying to improve. But obviously, there's nothing like us, Tony. You've been there, you've seen it around.
Yeah.
You'll find these kind of roof decks and this size, downtown attached to the hotels and everything. But we're right there in the middle of the beautiful Edison Park neighborhood, and it's just magnificent. You'll walk in and see my wall of dedication to first responders, which carries the emblems like you see here.
Absolutely.
Of the police, the Chicago flag, the fire, EMS,
Absolutely.
all that good stuff. We have that kind of stuff for retail. You'll see our logo here, right?
There you go. See that?
Point, our tagline, just like Tony.
Look at that. You can't beat that stuff. And which is good, John. The recipes that you come up with, whether from your grandfather, where do the recipes come from?
There's a couple of things that we have on the menu, like our Godfather sandwich that I had from my first bar that we designed. But my chef, and thank you for bringing this up. He's absolutely excellent, one of the best in the city, as you know, Tom. But he's El Salvadorian, right? But Italian trained. He worked with the Stefani group and, a lot of the other guys that we mentioned in
Sure.
the past, Chef Alex and all that stuff. But honestly, one of the
Sure.
best. But yeah, I'll tell him what we're looking for. We'll go through ideas. We do a little recon, like you asked Michael, see what's working and all that kind of stuff and what people are looking for. You mentioned, the gluten-free items and, things of that nature to try to help out with these food allergies, that people are developing after receiving.
John, do you see a lot of that? Do you see a lot of people asking for that when they're coming in?
A lot more now, Tone, because after they got them vaccines, as you know, this stuff is popping up all over the place, strangely enough, right?
That's a different show in itself.
Exactly.
That's going to have to be a different show in itself. We are almost running out of time here, John. Anything else you want to mention about Tavern on the Point, 6724 North? Oh, real fast, just to let some people know. I was scheduled to be at Tavern on the Point July 7th, this coming up Sunday. John was kind enough to give me some time off with my family, but filling in for us, folks, is the great Fifth Element Band. It's going to be Double T, Tony Toto, the great Denny Raimondi, and Kim Peterson LaFew, who is on the show watching right now, and it's going to be fantastic. John's got a little special dinner planned, little package. Come out, some food, some great music. So make sure, and you got entertainment there all the time too, guys. So it's very, very important to support these kind of places and Tavern Point. Do you have any Johnny, when you go out to eat, obviously you eat at home, obviously you eat at your restaurant. Where do you go? You and the wife, or you and your brother? Where would you guys go and say, "Oh, this is our night out. Let's go"? Do you go to different other people's restaurants and try them too?
100%, Tony. I mean, listen, man, especially around our area, even downtown. I mean, most of these operators are our longtime friends, so we're going to go patronize them as much as we can. We all could use the support, right? So definitely out there doing that. I'm not just preaching this kind of shit. I'm obviously doing it, right? So we got to get out there and, like you say, support everybody. But, and then, obviously we're trying to see what other people are doing as well. I mean, some of our friends are the best in the business, and like I said, they've been mentors to us.
Yeah, and you learn from everybody, and then you put it all in a pot. Then you put your own stuff in it, put your own little style to it.
Exactly,
and that's what makes it.
What do they say? Plagiarism is the sincerest form of flattery, my friend.
I
right?
agree with you.
But
my
always,
friend.
Throw a little of your own spice on there.
And that's what it's about. Tavern on the Point, 6724 Northwest Highway, Chicago. Opens at 11 a.m., 773-867-6300. Great rooftop atmosphere, plus that outdoor patio right on the floor as well. Great food. You got to try it out. You got to check it out. Johnny, what's your hours? What time do you guys usually close? You open 11. What time do you close during the week?
During the week, Monday through Thursday, we are open at 11 and we close at 11. The kitchen closes at about 10.
What about the weekend?
The weekend, Friday, we're still 11 open, but we're open till 1:30 in the evening.
John, one last question. Do you see the late night people still coming into your places? I've noticed a lot of restaurants, 10:30, out the door, they're home.
Well, we're in that wonderful community of Edison Park, right? And Park Ridge, so we do have the people like us, and our age group is, basically our focus and concentration, right? So they're coming out, and we're open for them. But over there we always see that. But then I do have those brunches, on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, we're opening at 10 for brunch, and then Saturday till 1:30 again. But Tony, I'm not looking for the kids coming on through. And, have to deal with any of that kind of stuff. We want we're trying to operate a joint that caters to us, right? And our age group.
Right, makes sense. Do you still see a lot of drinkers?
100%. Although in that area, we have a ton of them, and we're Italian, Irish, Polish. We're all old school drinkers and
hardworking guys.
Hardworking, and work hard, play hard, right? You know what I mean? And that's exactly what everybody's doing.
There you go. We got to make it better. Johnny, thank you, my good friend John, and say hello to your brother Joe, folks. 6724 Northwest Highway, Chicago, Edison Park area. Tavern on the Point. Great place to be. Great atmosphere, great people, great food. Thank you, John. Happy 4th of July, my brother, and we'll talk soon.
Happy Independence Day. Happy birthday, Laura, as well, man. God bless, guys.
God bless you, guys. My good buddy, John. How cool is that? Guys, This is great. And you know what? People watch it either at 12 o'clock and then they watch it later on in the day. But it's Monday through Friday, folks. So we're off tomorrow. Friday, we'll be back with my good buddy Anthony Melchiotti, health guru. He's also a great entertainer and musician. And we'll talk a little politics. We'll talk about a lot of good stuff. So make sure you tune in on Friday, guys. Don't forget Armando's Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. 847-675-0100. Buy local, shop local. Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. For all your collision auto repair needs, go to crashchampions.com. That's Mike and Gigi. Tell them Tony O sent you. And now it is Wednesday, July 3rd, which means it's birthday time before we say goodbye, folks. Happy birthday to Ringo Starr. One of the great Beatles, of course, would be his birthday actually on Sunday. But since we don't do a show on Sunday, happy birthday, Ringo. Vincent D'Orio, a great Italian-American actor celebrating a birthday. A great blues guitar player, the great Willie Dixon, Chicago boy, celebrating it. Dan Aykroyd, former Blues Brothers and Saturday Night Live guy, celebrating a birthday. The great voice of Lena Horne, celebrating a birthday today. Karen Black, another actress. Terry Funk, for all you wrestling fans out there. The big, would have been 80 years old, Terry Funk. You got a Fred Schneider from the B-52s, turned 73 years old. Jamie Farr Klinger from the TV show MASH, turns 90 years old. Princess Diana, celebrating a birthday. Liv Tyler, the daughter of Steve Tyler from Aerosmith, 47. Pamela Anderson, blonde bombshell, 57 years old. Olivia Duhanlon, another great old-time actress. Larry David from my favorite show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, pretty good, celebrating a birthday. And of course, Bret the Hitman Hart from Wrestling WWF turned 67 years old today, guys. July 13th will be at Freddy's in Fox Lake. July 14th will be at Mount Carmel in Kenosha with Ocean's Rat Pack. And Mojo's Jukebox will be at Dirty Nelly's on July 29th. July 11th, returning to Schiller Park Concert in the park outside with the Main Event Band. And July 18th will be at the Electric Night Berkeley Concert in the park with the Main Event Band. Guys, have yourself an incredible 4th of July. Be safe. Buy local, shop local. That's what it's about. And support all those places. Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, folks. Don't forget, tell them to grill your Ace off and get $20 off any grill purchase. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is the place, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, I got a pool party to get ready. Round 1 pool party, and I'll have another one. Invite some other friends at my other party. But guys, celebrate 4th of July. Be safe with the fireworks. Go out and support concerts, whatever you guys are going to be doing. Have fun. Have a great Thursday, 4th of July. God bless America. We'll see you on Friday with Anthony Melchiotti, a health guru, musician. Talk about politics. We'll have a little fun with Anthony Melchiotti. And then July 11th, special announcements. British royalty will be our guest. Former member, the original member of Hermit's Hermits, the great Carl Green, will be joining us here on Ocean's Pit. You got to love it, man. One of my favorite bands, Hermit's Hermits. The great Carl Green will be joining us. All right, guys. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, live entertainment, and the great words of Ringo Starr. Peace and love. We need it more than ever. God bless America, everybody. Happy 4th. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later,